Oh, hello, my name is Rick and I welcome you back to my channel. Today I have some really rare Hoyas for you, some really cool hybrids, and I have some seed pods to show you. They're really cool and they're getting really big and they should be opening in a few weeks. So yeah, so stick around. I'm going to give you a tour of the yard and then I'm going to get to the Hoyas and the seed pods later on. So I appreciate you watching my channel and I hope to see you again every week on Sunday when I upload a new video. So yeah, let me just give you a short tour of the yard so I can get to the Hoyas, the really important stuff. And today is actually Saturday. I decided to film today so that I have tomorrow off. It's Easter and I have friends coming over, so it'll be a very busy day for me and a very enjoyable one at that. So and I'd like to have this video up in the morning so you can see it when you get up. So let me just go around and show you some of the seed pods that are here in the entrance, and then I'll show you some in the back, and then I'll get to the Hoyas. So over here there's a really cool seed pod that I'm really following every day, looking at it. And this is a Hoya cross between candy cane and EPC 620. And the flowers on this are very white, and candy cane are kind of purplish white flowers and are very fragrant. And so the mother of this plant is also very fragrant. So that's exciting. So that seed pod started growing out about 2 weeks ago. And over here we got lots of orchids in bloom. As you can see, there's lots of new growth on the Hoyas, and there's some flowers coming along on the seed pod on these Hoyas that I'm excited about because I've never seen. This is, let me show you this leaf. This is EPC 733. It's quite attractive, very waffly and veiny. It's really a cool big leaf. I believe this is AH 247, and you can see it has really cool dark margins to it. The leaves actually get a lot bigger than that. I don't over the winter. Usually in my greenhouse they put out smaller leaves, but once the humidity goes up here in the yard, they get really big leaves. So yeah, that's AH 247. And so let me show you some seed pods. See, this is like a cross of verticillata from Cambodia, and I crossed it with a rigida 605, EPC 605, that has really big leaves, really big veiny leaves, and pink flowers. I just noticed that my hand is pretty dirty, but that's usually the case. Dirty nails, dirty hands when I'm back here in the garden. So you can see this was a twin seed pod. So these two were conjoined at first, and they finally separated, and they came from the same single flower. I think Swiffer's around here. Yeah, she's chasing lizards over there. She loves this. She actually doesn't kill the lizard. She just kind of like pushes them around a little bit, and they run, and she chases them again, and just kind of plays with them. But I've never seen her eat one or kill one. Other cats that I have will kill them and bring them in the house sometimes, which is no fun. So let me go in the backyard and show you more seed pods. And like the whole proliferation of all these phals that have decided to bloom at the same time. You can see they're all blooming, and I'll show you back there. They're looking pretty cool. I wish they'd stay like this all summer, but they last about 2 months. I shouldn't complain. So yeah, this is the other set of seed pods of Cagaensis crossed with Mandarensis, and you can see these seed pods are probably about 8 inches long. I had to like staple 2 of these organza bags together so that they can hold the seed pods. And the purpose of these is to catch the seeds because Hoyas are milkweeds, and when those seed pods open, they pop open and the seeds go flying everywhere. They have a lot of chafe, and they just go through the air. So you gotta capture them like that in the baggie. And if you're wondering what this guy is, it's a Hoya species Ake or Asa. I don't know how do you call it, and it's pretty huge. These actually came from Indonesia, these big leaves, but I've gotten some newer leaves growing here in Florida. And it's a pretty beautiful Hoya. Actually, it's probably one of the Clementoriums. So back here, I moved some of the philodendrons because they kind of like this a more shaded area. This is a choco red. It's really pretty back. And over here, I brought the Emerita over here because it was getting too leggy, even too big for the greenhouse. I don't know if you can see it. It has a bunch of peduncles, and it's about 3 feet long. I should cut it into nodes and root them, but I just want to see how long it can get and see if they all bloom at once. That would be really cool. And this over here is a Polynera Burgette, and it's kind of hard to grow these Polyneras in Florida because it's pretty warm. But this one's been doing pretty well for me, better than the regular all green. And this is a Pendorata from Vietnam that I've had for a couple of years. The leaves get really cool looking. So yeah, let me just show you more of the phals hanging on. They're mounted, they're actually attached to the tree, and they have a lot of roots on the tree, as you can see there. I think this is the best way to grow phals here in Florida because they basically don't get any special care just when it rains, and if I remember to fertilize it, but that's about it. And more phals up here. These are pretty cool looking, smaller flower ones. And this one is on its way out, but it's pretty, and I really love this one. And the phals by the Buddha. All the bamboo keeps falling. It's constant. One of the problems about having all this bamboo is that you get a lot of leaves from the bamboo that's always shedding, and you kind of have to blow the yard like every couple of days. There's more phals. Here's my Retusa. It's Oncidium that rebloomed for me. It's probably a cherry baby kind. It has 2 spikes. I was surprised to rebloom Oncidiums because that was I thought it was a difficult thing, but apparently they're not as difficult as I thought. And I did rebloom this guy here. I think I have a tag, but the tag is kind of worn out, so we're out of luck there. So yeah, let me just go over here and show you the Hoyas. I'll put them on the pedestal and show it to you in a bit, but I almost forgot. Here's more of the phals. This is Dendrobium phyllum, and it's really, really amazing looking. It's fragrant. It's called Dendrobium phyllum species Thailand, and like most of the year, it's going to lose all these green leaves, and most of the year it's just a bunch of sticks, and then it'll start putting out new canes with leaves. And those new canes are the ones that are gonna flower. So these canes that I'm holding in my hand is all new growth from last time it bloomed. It's so gorgeous, and I always wished that this would just continuously stay in bloom because it's such a showstopper here in the garden. Everyone that comes here is amazed by it. It's even more striking in person. See if I can get it close up. The flowers have like these really nice fuzzy lips to them. So yeah, that's about it for the garden tour, and let me go over there and show you the Hoyas that I got. Hoya suawesiana, alba marginata. This is a new acquisition. I just got this in the mail probably 2 days ago. And I have the regular all green Suawesiana, and I've bloomed it before. And if you look back in the videos, you'll see it has a really fuzzy flower. And it gets to be a really big plant. As you can see, these leaves are pretty long, and they get a lot longer. This seller, Surisa, is amazing at her packing, because from all the Hoyas that come from Thailand, hers have the best chance of having a very healthy root system, and I'm usually able to save the roots, which is not the case for a lot of the sellers. So yeah, this is Hoya species Suawesiana alba marginata. And here is Hoya AH035. I think this is a hybrid, and from the look of the leaves, it looks like it has some Fusco marginata, Vitolina. This leaf is really dark edged. It's really gorgeous. It was growing up high in the greenhouse, so it was pretty hot and getting quite a bit of light. So that leaf looks like that, but the majority of the leaves just, they have a little bit of a quiltiness effect to them. They're quite gorgeous, and the flower kind of does remind me of, see if I can focus, a Hoya Fusco marginata, or like a Hoya Noel, a Hoya Joy. It does smell better than those that I just mentioned. It has a more pleasant scent to this Hoya. So yeah, I really like it. It's pretty easy, just regular Hoya care, not much fuss, and it's blooming in a 2-inch pot over there. So I might move it to a bigger 4-inch pot when it's done blooming. But I noticed that there is another peduncle here. So yeah, this is it's been a fun Hoya to grow. It has absolutely no difficulty whatsoever. So yeah, I do like this AH Hoya. Again, that leaf. And another Suawesiana that I got is this one, Hoya Suawesiana Silver Spot. As you can see, it's pretty much like the other two, like the all green, the alba marginata, but this one is pretty splashy. You can see it's pretty consistent, and these leaves are like huge. They're probably, this leaf is probably like 8 inches long. I find Suawesianas to be relatively easy to grow for me here in Florida, but you know, Florida is a great place for plants. I do not like to give a lot of advice on Hoya care because people grow Hoyas indoors in most of the country, and those conditions are totally foreign to me because I don't have any Hoyas inside the house, and the ones that I do are inside of a terrarium. So here in Florida, with the heat and humidity most of the year, Suawesiana really grows well for me, and it's not finicky at all. I don't think it likes to get too wet because the leaves are really succulent, so you want a nice mix that all the water will just run through it. I actually have this in mostly cocoa husk and perlite, and I plan to water it probably every 4 days here in Florida. And if I have it outside in the rain, the days that it rains, obviously I don't water these. But yeah, growing Hoyas in Florida is pretty easy. So yeah, if I give advice to people growing Hoyas up north, they have a lot more challenges with the humidity and temperature issues. And this guy is Hoya IM04. Also acquired, I got it in the mail from Surisa 2 days ago, and I also have it in a light mix with a little bit of sphagnum because it has thin leaves. And the roots look really great when I unpacked it, so I automatically just planted into here. They took about I think it was like 5-6 days to get here, so it was a really nice, quick transport. Yeah, part of the fun of growing Hoyas is that they keep finding new ones in the jungles of Southeast Asia. And it's, you know, like when you collect anything, if you have something new coming onto the market, you just want to have it. And that passion of loving Hoyas and seeing new ones come on the market, especially some of the ones that you've never heard of, seen before, it's pretty exciting. Gosh, it's really sunny out here now. It's probably like 80, 90 degrees. The mosquitoes are attacking me, so probably not a good idea to have these Hoyas out in the sun for too long. So let me just be a little quicker. Yeah, this is Hoya brassi, a new one for me. It also arrived with great root system. I did look the flowers online. They're pretty cool looking. Really excited. These leaves are actually really super cool. A green, like a mint green color almost. I really like it. They're not as thin as they probably appear on camera. They do have a little stiffness to them. So yeah, it's one that I have been actually craving for a few months. So I'm really excited to get this Hoya, and it has a nice long vine. So usually it'll put up some new leaves, and maybe I'll get some blooms this summer even. So yeah, definitely I'll keep you updated on this guy. And whenever I have a chance to acquire a Surisa Sumidae hybrid, a hybrid from Surisa in Thailand, I'm super excited. And when I got this one, I was very, very happy. I forget right now what the parents are, but I will try to get that information in the comments below. As you can see, it's a hybrid. She uses SS for when she hybridizes, and the number is 7-007-021, and it's super, super cool. The leaves are actually pretty succulent. They're pretty veiny and round. It looks like a pretty easy Hoya to grow, so I have it in a very loose mix, and I'll probably keep it on the drier side than most of the other ones because I don't want it to root rot this guy. And this Hoya is IM08. So you can see it has really cute fuzzy leaves. I have a couple in my terrarium already that are not identified. There's no ID to them. They really love the terrarium because of the high humidity and the controlled temperatures in there. Probably stays around 75 to 80 degrees and 75 to 80 relative humidity in there. So, but since it's Florida and it's getting into the summer here, I'm going to keep it out in the greenhouse because the humidity is going to be pretty high, probably until November, and then I will bring it into the terrarium. Yeah, I actually have more Hoyas that came in last week, but I probably will show you those next week, just because there's just too many that I got in 1 week, and it was a lot of work to get these all planted out, and I'm still working on that, yeah, so I'll have more rare, amazing Hoyas for you next week to look at. But before I go, I want to show you this orchid here. This is like a mini Cattleya, and it's called Cattleya luteola. And thanks to Martha, one of my Hoya friends here in Florida, she ID'd it for me because I had lost the tag. I've had this plant for about I would say 3 years, and it can't be fussy because I really never paid much attention to it until I saw these blooms, and then I really am going to pay attention to it because these are quite gorgeous, and I think these blooms are like almost 3 weeks old. They're quite stunning, and it's fragrant, and it's kind of a mini size cattleya, which is pretty gorgeous. So that's about it for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, have a wonderful week ahead, and come back next Sunday. I upload a new video. Please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.